The end of the Parsha, Mem-Tes, Pasuk Lamed Beis. In Pasuk Lamed Gimel, the next Pasuk, it says that Yaakov Avinu died. He passed away. Vayigva v'yosef el Amov. Pasuk Lamed Beis, if you have a Chumash inside your book, Pasuk Lamed Beis, after Yaakov Avinu's last words, Yaakov Avinu is talking, and he tells them in detail about Ma'oras HaMachpelah, that he buried over there Avraham, and Sarah, and Yitzchak, and Rivka, and Leah. That is a very strange pasuk. To me it's strange. Pasuk Lamed Beis is a short pasuk. And it says, what exactly does it say in the pasuk? It says, Mikne HaSada v'Hama'ora HaShaboy Me'ez B'Neiches. This pasuk is telling you half the times that the sale of the field was accomplished Me'ez B'Neiches. Not going to be matter. It's a short pasuk, very short pasuk. If you look at the pasuk, if you're a maven and you learn a lot of Chumash, or even a little, when you look, you see it. It's very abruptly written, Ki'ilu, Kaviyot, what they're allowed to say, and short, whatever. I saw the Parshos writes the following. Parshos says he saw in the Sefer, but he doesn't remember where. So he writes. He saw in the Sefer, he doesn't remember where. That the gematria of this short, interesting pasuk, this pasuk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 8 short words. The gematria of that pasuk, if you add it up, you can find, trust me, you get your money back if it doesn't stem. It says 2,000, it's the gematria 2,255. That's the gematria of this pasuk. Don't start doing it now. That's the gematria, 2,255. If you look in the back of the Art Scroll Chumash, they have a chart of the chart of the years of the Yisrael and so on. You look there, you'll see that's the year Yaakov Avinu was nifter. Yaakov Avinu passed away in the year 2,250. I have nothing to add. It's very interesting. It's more than interesting if you think about it. Especially after you look at the pasuk. Anyway, that's the last words of Yaakov Avinu. And in the next pasuk it says that's it. But that pasuk is exactly 2,255, which is the year he was left. Interesting. Time being. Okay. I didn't know I had such an audience for this special one. It's good. I'm going to go a little backwards. I'm just going to come back to the beginning of the path. You've got a nice new crowd. Maybe we'll just speak a little bit and we'll see what happens. It says in the pasuk by Rabbi, Mem-Tes Aleph. Vayikra Yaakov el Bono. Yaakov Avinu called his children. And he said, Hey Osfu. That's the first thing that we need. In order to bring the Geula, the first thing we need is Hey Osfu. Gather together, everybody as one. V'yagida lachem, and I'm going to tell you, relate to you, Eis asher yikro eschem b'achas hayom. Literally translated, and that's what the Targum makes, that which will happen to you in the end of days. We're almost there, so we surely would like to know. Also strange why it says yikro, it's an aleph in the end. If the word is happens, it should be yikre, it's a hey. A mikre is something that happens. A kriya is something that's calling to you. The Farshim talk about it. I'm not going to get into a lengthy discussion. The Parshos is that what happens to Klal Yisrael is not a mikra. Couldn't say it's a mikra. Sound like it's just by chance. What happens to us is cold. In Parshos the Pshat, the Eibishter calls the shots. It was called for. It was prepared. It was designated for you to happen. It means happen, but it doesn't to take away the meaning that it happens by chance. It says it's designated to happen. That's why it says here that way. Then it says, Hikotzu v'shimu b'nei Yaakov. Interesting passage. Hikotzu v'shimu b'nei Yaakov v'shimu al Yisrael avicha. Shimu b'nei Yaakov v'shimu al Yisrael avicha. Rashi says that he wanted to be Megala the cakes. He wanted to tell them something about Achas Hayom, and he didn't. In the end, he didn't. So he changed course, and he said, Shimu b'nei Yaakov v'shimu al Yisrael avicha. What exactly does that mean? So the Gemara says, see together Gemara, and the Sech is Psach. Here's the Gemara. Here's the Gemara. Gemara daf nun vav, sorry. Gemara daf nun vav. Gemara says the following. Bikesh Yaakov legalis esaketz. Yaakov wanted to reveal to his children the end of days. More about the end of days, perhaps when the end of days will come. The nistalka mimenu shchina, and the shchina left him. He didn't have the shchina with him to be able to reveal what he wanted to reveal. Oma, Yaakov Avinu got frightened. Why did it happen? He said, Shema chas v'sholem yesh v'mitosim psul. Maybe one of my children are not the way they should be. Kavrom, so happened to Avrom, sheyotze mimenu yishma. Avram had a Yishma. Ovi Yitzchak, sheyotze mimenu Esau. So perhaps something's not in order, and that's why the Shechina left me. Omro Leibonov. His children said to him, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. This is Shema Yisrael. That's how it says over here. What made them say Shema Yisrael? They wanted to show that they have the Emunah all in line. In Medrash, it's the same thing is more or less found in the Medrash Rabbi over here. The Medrash puts it in the Pasuk. The Yahshua said, Shimu al Yisrael Avicha. Say Shema to your father Yisrael. It's a difference. Twist it. Mom is putting it into the Pasuk. So it says in the Medrash that Yaakov said, Shema left. That's I want to hear. Shimu, say Shema al Yisrael Avicha. So they said Shema. It's good that they said Shema Yisrael. They said Shimu el Yisrael Avicha. Say Shema to your father Yisrael. That's the title. When you say Shema Yisrael, the Rambam in Hilchos Krishma puts down Yisrael is Yisrael Saba. That's the lashon of the Rambam. It means Yaakov Avinu. Yisrael doesn't always mean Yaakov Avinu. Yisrael could mean Klal Yisrael. This Shema Yisrael, that's how we think Pasuk. The title of the Pasuk is Moshe Rabbeinu, and the English translation it says, Hear, O Israel. Shema Yisrael. That Moshe Rabbeinu is talking to Klal Yisrael. Right? But then this Gemara it says that Shema Yisrael had a different translation. the Shvatim, the children of Yaakov, were speaking to Yaakov, and they said, Shema Yisrael. And the Rambam in Hilchos Krishma puts down that's how he puts down the halacha, that that's the title of the word Shema Yisrael. The Medrash puts it even more, that that's in the pasuk. Shimon, say Shema to Yisrael Avicha. Okay, we'll come back later. Really, it says twice Shimon. First it says Shimon v'nei Yaakov, and then it says Shimon v'nei Avicha. Okay. It's a Schorr. At that time, Pasach Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu opened up. It's an interesting lashon, Pasach Yaakov Avinu. It's as if he had a key and he opened something that was locked. Maybe, we'll see. It's an interesting word, Pasach Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu opened up and said, V'oma, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od. It's in our own words, it's a Pesach. Where did Yaakov Avinu pick up these words? It doesn't say in the Torah, it's interesting words. It means Yaakov Avinu opened up these words. Till then they were closed. And Yaakov Avinu opened up Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od. In Chazal it says, in other Medrashim, and when did Yaakov Avinu get these words? Yaakov Avinu, the Tashbat, one of the Rishonim brings a Medrash that Yaakov Avinu heard it from the Malachim. And Yaakov Avinu had a dream in Parshos Vayichi, and it was Malach Elikim, a Sula, Mutzav Arza, and it was Malach Elikim, Oilam B'Yeredim V'Oy. He heard the Malachim saying, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od. He heard this from the Malachim, and now he decided to say it. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od. Pashut, he blessed HaKadosh Baruch Hu for bringing him to this point that everything is intact, perfect. Yabakval Yisrael, they're all said Shema Yisrael. Now comes an interesting Gemara. Until now it's also interesting.
The question,
Yeah?
saying Shema Yisrael proves that a person has a name? That's my question. So what they say Shema Yisrael, is that a proof that they have a name?
If the Shvatim said it, it's a proof. If you would have heard them say it, it would have been a proof to you. I didn't hear it. But yeah, the Gemara says Yaakov Avinu heard them say Shema Yisrael, then he heard them saying Shema Yisrael. You got it? Amir Rabbanon, the Rabbanon said, Heichinam, the Rabbanon, Chazal had a problem. What do we do now? When we're making the Siddur for Klal Yisrael, what should we do? Nemrinu? When we say Shema Yisrael, should we say Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od? Doesn't say in the Torah. Lo Yamar Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't say it. Lo Nemru. We shouldn't say it. Only Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu did say it. Yes, say it. Not say it. What do we do? Hiskinu. What do? They made a takana. Sheyu Omer Moshe. We should say it, but we should say it b'chashoy. We should say it quietly. A little bit of an interesting compromise. You don't know, yes, say it, no, say it. We'll say it quietly. However, such a Gemara needs an explanation. So much afterwards we're going to leave that. Just let me first ask a question. Anybody knows what happens if somebody says today Shema Yisrael? And they don't say Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od. Are they Yitzhak?
Yeah.
Who was that?
As we say it in the before Psuke Dezim, where we say it there, so we be at see.
Again, somebody says Shema Yisrael Shem Elokeinu Shem Echad, and he finishes the whole Krishna. And he reminds himself he didn't say Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusei V'Olam V'Od. It doesn't say in the Torah, but the Maisa, he said, Chazal on the second to say it. Doesn't he have to say all the Krishna? Doesn't he have to say all the Krishna? Could anybody bring me a raya to this question to make it fast? There's a Mishnah in the beginning of the second page of Parshos. Somebody was reading in the Torah, he was being Mavah Sedler, Parshos V'Esama, and he read Shema Yisrael V'Ahavta, Kivin Liba, if he was Mechaven at the same time, that it's my Krishma, I might as well use this Parsha for Krishma too. Is Yotza. Is Yotza. Yomad Lo Yotza. How could it be Yotza? Parshos, he didn't say Lo Shem Koyach, because it doesn't say in the Chumash. Moshe said it doesn't say. So he didn't say Lo Shem Koyach. Right? That's Raya the Bi'alach HaMikzah. Parshos is a
Was
good
it talking
Raya.
about Kriya Shema Shabbat Tefillah? Talking about Kriya Shema of the mitzvahs Kriya Shema, not Kriya Shema Shabbat Tefillah.
You're saying there's two things. I asked if he's Yates and Mrs. Krishma.
Oh.
You didn't ask him if Yates and Mrs. Tefillah. That's what I might say. I don't know what it means.
I thought you were asking
Yeah.
Kriya Shema Shabbat Tefillah, not Kriya Shema. It's Kino, it's the Rabbanon. You're asking Almai, you're asking
Good,
the Reise,
good.
the Rabbanon, not the Reise.
Good. And the same Shechanah Vayichi.
What?
Shechanah stated it was Yates. So then, it's Allah Psukkah. You can't be saying we pass on Shechanah. You tell the person, Geish, Lachen, you're Yates already.
Klappe Kriya Shema Shabbat
It's
Tefillah.
not just Shechanah klappen. It's a, if he is Mama Sedler and is Lachavan to Yates, you're Yates. I think you're Yates. Yeah. You see that? Anyway, the Parshos L'chayr, it's a good eye. I think the Parshos Al Torah talks about it too, but it wasn't really what we were holding by talking about it. Good. In the Mishnah in the Sechtes, before I go to that, in Shulchan Aruch, in Orach Chaim Siman Hey, the Mechaber says, the person says the Shem Hashem, and he davens, what should be his kavanah? He says Yud Kei Vav Kei. He's reading Yud Kei Vav Kei, he's not saying it, because we don't say it out. We read it, one of the things that it's written one way, we read it a different way. Everybody knows that. So we read Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, written is Yud Kei Vav Kei. So what should you be mechaber? Mechaber says you should be mechaber first the meaning of what he's saying. The first thing you mechaber is what you're saying. He's saying Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, that the Eibishter is the Odin, the master of the universe. And then he should also think Hoya, Hoive, V'yiyah, which is more or less the type of Yud Kei Vav. Says a small piece of law. It's not an easy piece to read, to learn. More or less, I'll tell you what he says. He says that this comes from Ben Yoyna, Sefer Hayira. And if you look at Ben Yoyna Sefer Hayira, he says that Kriya Shema is really Krishna. He says Yud Kei Vav Kei, he should be mechaven what he says. He should also be mechaven what's written. And then he said it Shalosh, and by the other shame is when he davens, he should also be mechaven what he says. So then he is mashma, says the Gra that he only said it on Krishna. That the two shemis from Shema Yisrael, you say it twice, Hashem Elokeinu, and then Hashem Echad. Those two shemis, you should be mechaven by each one, both kavonis. But mashma for Rabbi Yoina, that the rest of the day, making a very minimum zayna, you don't have to be mechaven both shemis. It's enough to be mechaven what halavai we should be mechaven what we are saying. The Rabbi Yoina's mashma is only by Krishma. That's what it says in the Gra. He adds something, but he doesn't really say, as far as I saw right now, he doesn't say minayin lo nuzeh. How do we know this chilik? We don't have any Yoina get it from. We what's it boni on? What's it built on? You understand what I'm asking? I'm not asking. Let's mention. The Maisa, that's how it says in the Goy. That really, the Iki Kavon is Aleph Dalet Nun Yud. Two Shemis and Krishma. Then we ask of you a little bit more. You go into the world of Machshava and you think also what it's written. Tiksavai. But in this world, the Gemara, that's why I mixed up the Gemara before in Psachim Daf Nun. There it says, the Pasuk in next week's Parshas Shmois, Zeh Shmi L'Olam, Zeh Shmi L'Olam, Zeh Zichi L'Dei. And that Pasuk Chazal learn out that there's Shmi and there's Zichi. There's one way how it's written, and there's one way, and that not to be said, L'Olam, Haldi Mehu, you should hide it. not say it out, and this is how you declare my name. The declaration is different than the way it's written. But by Shema, we go with it. Right now, I don't know the Mokkah of the Gemara, but that's what the Gemara says. It's not clear. Afterwards, it goes a little Kabbalah. It's not clear if he's saying a Mokkah, he's not saying a Mokkah. But how's it bring have any idea? The Mishnah says in Yuma, from a pasuk in Parshos Hazinu, we learn, Kishem Hashem Ekra, when als Moshe Rabbeinu says, when I will say the Shem Hashem, Havu Goydel Elekeinu. When you hear the Shem Hashem, you should give praise to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, a shvach, praise, Goydel. From there we learn that the Mishnah says that in the Beis HaMikdash, the Kohen Gadol, in Beis HaMikdash, the Kohen Gadol said that the Shema Mefeirish. By the Shas, the Avodah, there was different times when he said the Shem from the Pasuk, Lifnei Hashem Ketor. That Shem, as we say in the Avodah, in the Machzer, and in Kippur, Haya Hashem Mefurash Yoytze Mipi Kohen Gadol. The Shem came out Mefurash, fully the way it's written. So what did the people say? That's the Shvach Moshe Rabbeinu is referring to. Shem Hashem Ekro, when you hear the Shem Hashem said out the way it's written, then the Shem Hashem normally is not Ekro. Now it's Ekro as Havagoy. That's Mechayev to say Baruch Shem Kevod Malchusay Le'olam Vod. Yaakov Avinu. And they said, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. This I'm showing you. I have no, probably it's not right what I want to say, because they're going to an extreme. And I'm asking, this is before Matan Torah, when the Shvatim said, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad for Yaakov Avinu, they said it with the Shema Mefeirish, or they also said it for Shema Alazdah. I don't have an answer. Right? That would be an extreme to say that maybe they say out to Shem in the fire. It's in front of Yaakov Avinu. Maybe it's like Mokkah Mamigdash. Anyway, I'm not going as far as that.
If they did, that would be a good.
Maybe it would help us a little bit. Yeah, it might help us a little. Good. I don't know if that's true. That would be. It's not. It's not foreign to say such a thing, but we don't have a tape on that yet. It was many years ago, 2,250. The kids said, so we don't know for sure. But Parshos, they said Shema Yisrael. Let's say the way we say it. It's also, however, we should say it the way they said it, right? So, but Al Kolponim, Yaakov Avinu, when he heard the Shema Yisrael, he heard of the Shleimus, he saw the Yud Kei Vav Kei. Even if he didn't hear it, he had it. The Shleimus. Yaakov Avinu was able to say Baruch Shem Kei Malchus. We don't, so again what I'm saying is, the real Mechayev of Baruch Shem is when you hear it B'Shleimus, like in the Mikdash. That's what it says. Stamazoi b'Medina or regular Shem, you don't say Baruch Shem Kei Malchus. The Mishnah says only in the Mikdash, when the Shem was said Mefeirish Yetze, that's Mechayev Baruch Shem Kei Malchus. Because that's attached to the whole Kei Malchus, the whole glory of the Malchus. It's all open. The Begiloi, that's Mechayev Baruch Shem. So what I'm saying is, Yaakov Avinu heard already the Shleimus of Kei Malchus. Because if Yaakov Avinu wanted to be Megal of the case, he surely was holding by Achas Hayom. He saw the whole Giloi of what, everything that's going to come out in the end. He said, Baruch Shem Kei Malchus. When we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, in our Machshava, we said the Shem. In our thoughts, we have the Shem HaMefeirish. The thought of the Shem HaMefeirish is also Mechayev Baruch Shem Kei Malchus, but it wasn't said. It was only thought. So we say it. It's a quiet Yud Kei Vav Kei that came out. Right? It's silent. Nobody heard it, but I heard it. The one who said it heard it. He thought it. It's Vachayev Baruch Shem. In his Machshava, he's all the way in Migdash. He's all the way in Achas HaYomim.
Could be that's why Yom Kippur is
You know what I'm saying? He's all the way in Achas HaYomim. So that's not right. He says Baruch Shem, Kol Malchus L'Olam V'ad. B'chashoy. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't say it. Moshe Rabbeinu in that parsha is talking about Golus Faket. He's not talking about when the full is Galus. That's my Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. It's like Rashi says, Hashem Shu'at Elokeinu is going to be Echad. It's not talking about when the Shleimus is. But Yain Gavina was already talking about, he's talking about the Echad of Achas HaYomim. The Echad of Achas HaYomim, that's Mechayev, a Baruch Shem Kavod Machusa Le'olam Vod. That's Mechayev, a Baruch Shem Kavod Machusa Le'olam Vod on a daily basis. That's, I have to say the truth. I saw this many, many years ago. I'm not saying over the way I saw it. I saw this deeper than this. I saw it in the Pachat Yitzchak, someplace in a Maimon and Pesach. Don't remember that way. I didn't look it up now. And I wasn't preparing to say this now. I just had such a nice guest over here, so I figured I'll share it. The nice, that's the Mahalach I picked up over there. Exactly, he said it out maybe a little different, but it's a good the way it is, I think. Ulai, I don't know, this is also a step. Ulai, maybe this is the marker for the girl. Where do he comes Baal Shem for Ben Yaina? Talk about him. Where did the Baal Shem come from? It must be there was a Yud Kei Vav Kei. So we work backwards and we say, oh, so that's an ayah that you have to think the Yud Kei Vav Kei. Or else we come to Baal Shem Kei Machus Elolam. Baal Shem Kei Machus Elolam is only when it's Kishem Hashem Ekra. It must be there's a level of Kishem Hashem Ekra. It's an upper level. Only in the Moyach. But Akapanim, that's the Chashoy of Baruch Shem Kavod Machusa L'Olam V'ad. Now, if we look in Targum Yerushalmi, I don't have a conversation for everybody, trust me, my memory. No, anyway, let's Targum Yerushalmi on the Pasuk also brings the Gemara, the Chazal, the Targum Yerushalmi, that Yaakov said, Baruch Shem Kavod Machusa L'Olam V'ad. But the Targum Yerushalmi is written in Aramaic. So it doesn't say Baruch Shem Kavod Machusa L'Olam V'ad. It says, Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach La'olam Li'om Me'omai. That's what it says over there. So it comes out that Yehei Shmei Rabba sounds familiar, I must have said it there, Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach, that's the Targum of Baruch Shem Kavod Machusa L'Olam V'ad. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach La'olam Li'om Me'omai. Comes out really good. Maybe yes, maybe no. Taisus in Brachas, on that Gimel, brings, why do we say it Lashon Targum? Why do we say this? Meir de Kishvach, it's a Shvach Godel. So why do we say it Lashon Targum? In Aramis. Why do we say it in Lashon Kodesh? So Taisus says, this doesn't like it so much, but Taisus brings that Oimrim ha'olam. The whole world says, what do they say? They say because it's a Meir de Kishvach, it's a tremendous, in our language, it's an awesome shvach. Al kein nisken b'loshen Targum, so yavinu ha'malachim, v'yiyu miskanim bo. The malachim are going to be jealous. Taisa doesn't like it. Taisa said there's a lot of things that they could be jealous about, and we don't seem to care. And all of a sudden over here, we change gear. Taisa doesn't like it too much. That's what we do. The way I said, oh, maybe, now I don't remember anymore. Maybe the Talmud Taka said it on this. If Yehishmei Abba is a targum of Baal Shem, and Baal Shem we got from the Malachim, so Father, you could have why we have to be we're more careful over here. The Talmud said that Yaakov even heard it from the Malachim. He stole it from the Malachim. Malachim are not going to like the idea. We say it's we're shvach, we're using. So we change it into Aramis, they don't understand Aramaic. Maybe it comes out a little better. Al Koponim, that's Yehish Me'am. The same Tashbetz brings a chazal, I believe this is a Yaakov, that the Malachim, the Pasuk says, Sheish Knafayim Le'echad. The Malachim have 6 wings, all the Malachim, so. And with these wings they say Shira. The wings, they use them to say Shira, to sing to Hashem. And on these wings, the 6 wings, on each one it says one word. And the 6 words are Baal Shem Kavod Machnisah. Those are the words that say on the wings of the Malachim.
Where's that? Where's that word?
It comes from a Zohar, Tikkun Zohar. Baal Shem Kavod Machnisah. Yes. You never saw? Good. They have 6 there, the 6 words on the 6 minutes. Good. In Shmanes or Musaf, on Shalosh Regalim, Chodesh, we say, Galei Kavod Malchuscha Aleinu. Reveal to us your Kvod Malchus. That's what you say. Galei Kvod Malchus. The Mispal reveal to us Kvod Malchus. That's something that's missing today. Kvod Malchus. And we say Galei Kvod Malchus Aleinu. In the Eitzah Tfilis said that there's a sister called Eitzah Tfilis. And the Eitzah Tfilis said that they bring on the bottom a pirush from the Talmidei HaGevorah. The same Pirush says in the Siddush Seif and the Oyev Yisrael and Parshos Vayichi. So the Gemara in Chagiga asks a kasha. The Gemara in Chagiga asks, in one pasuk it says Sheish Knafayim Le'echad, that the Srafim have 6 wings. And in another pasuk it says there's only Arba Knafayim Le'echad, they only have 4 wings. So the Gemara asks it as a contradiction. And the Gemara says it's after the Churban Beis HaMikdash, after the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, Niktzitzu Kanfei HaChayis. 2 of the wings are not functioning. It means literally they were cut off, or they're not functioning. Before the whole Beis HaMikdash, there's 6 wings. After the whole Beis HaMikdash, there's only 4 wings. Says the Eitzah Tfilis. So it comes out 2 wings are missing. And if each wing has a word, so it comes out 2 words are missing. So which 2 words are missing from Baal Shem Kavod Machnisah? So in the Oyev Yisrael, he brings a machlokes between the Rebbe Melech and I think himself. I think he says the Rebbe Melech said it's missing Loilam Vod. He says it's missing Kvod Malchus. The Eitzah Tfilis says it's missing Kvod Malchus, right? And the Eitzah Tfilis says that says maybe never saw in the Rebels, that that's the types of the words Galei Kvod Malchus Aleinu. You have to follow that the Kvod Malchus should come back. Because those 2 words, not just the words, and what they stand for, what they mean, that's what's missing. And that's the Malachai Ashor, is the 2 wings that are not functioning, or that will cut off. If we'll find them, it will say on it, Kvod Malchus. That's it. Now, if we look into the words, Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach Olam Le'omei Olmai. You could ask a kasha. If this is a targum from Baal Hashem to Vayichi Hachusa L'Olam Bo, and we know Aramaic, if we don't know Aramaic, it's going to be hard. But if we know Aramaic, we have to be Matayim, we have to find the words. Yehi Shmei Rabba, the great name, should be Mevorach L'Olam Bo. Mevorach L'Olam Bo. Where's the words Kvei Machus? It looks like they got lost. Doesn't say, there's no targum to Kvei Machus. If you learn the Gillas Esther, you have the words Yikar Malchus. You have such words. Parshos covered is Yikar, something like it. Yikar Malchus. In Agdomas, I remember there's such word. Parshos, there's someone say maybe the word Rabba is Kvei Machus. I swear to God. Parshos, because it's missing the word Kvei Machus. So Rabbi Yankel Kamenetsky, Zecher Tzadik Levavah, says two places. One in Chumash, in the Pirish on Chumash and Parshos V'Eschana, and another one in the Chibur on Gemara in the Sechtes Brachos, also in Sidus Gemara. And he says that those who knew him knew how his style. And he said, when did they make Yom Shmei? It was made in Golos, because then they spoke Aramaic. He was answering Tesh's discussions. It tasted them like the Torah that he brings. So he says, it was made in Golos. When were they making tefillas for Chlal? The Shmei Rabba was made in Golos. And as it says in the Psukim in Ezra, here they spoke Aramaic mostly. Monsey beings like that. Maybe they didn't speak Lashon Kodesh. So it was after the after English, there's no Kvei. The two wings are missing. They couldn't put in the Targum of Kvei Machus. Because it was made in Golos, and in Golos, Kvei Machus isn't here. The whole Aramaic would be as Golos like that. You could go deeper. The Monsey, he said it was made in Golos, and Golos there's no Kvei Machus. And that's why they weren't Matagim. It's the Targum of Baal Hashem after the wings fell off. That's the Zbus. Now listen, after we hear that, listen to a Gemara in the Sechtes Brachos. Many people started the Sechtes Brachos. So it's only in Daf Gimel. Many of us may have learned this. It says over there like this. It's a long story, but it says that Rabbi Vayichi went into a churva, into a broken down house, and he went in there to daven. Then he met Eliyahu Navi, and Eliyahu Navi said, didn't you know that you're not supposed to go into a churva? It's a sakana, it's dangerous. He gave him Mussar for a few of the things that he did. And then Eliyahu Navi said, once you went in there, Omali, B'ni, in a very loving tone, Eliyahu Navi said to him, my son, Ma koil shamata b'chol v'zu. What did you hear? Did you hear any koilis? V'amarti loi. I said to him, Shamati, I heard, Bas koil shemanahemes ki yoina. I heard a bas koil that was weeping like a dove. The man it was saying, in Meres it was saying, Oy lebonim, woe unto the children, and because of their sins, I destroyed my house, and I burnt my chamber, and I sent them into exile amongst the nations. That's what I heard. I heard the Shechina crying. Omali, he said to me, Eliyahu Navi said to me, Chayecha v'chaye roishcha, make a shvur, I swear. Not only were you zeicha to hear this, you heard it. No. Every single day. 3 times a day, oimeres kach. ולא יזו בלבד, אלא בשעה שישראל נכנסים לבתי כנסיות ולבתי מדרשות. When Klal Yisrael go into shul, and they answer Yehei Shmei Mevorach, HaKadosh Baruch Hu menanea roshei ve'omer. HaKadosh Baruch Hu shakes his head and he says, Ashrei HaMelech shemekaltzen oisei bebeisei kach. Fortunate is the Melech that they praise him in his house. Ma loyla ov shehigla es bono. Why did the father have to send his children into Golus? V'oilehem lebonim shegolum yashul. Now what in the world that Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbi prompts the Eibishter to give this krecht? Kaviyach. What do we hear? Why not when we say Matoivu? When we say Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbi, Stutzach and Himmel, it becomes a whole tumult. Habaskos Menahemes, what did I do? Rabbi Yankiv, that's shot in the Gemara. The Eibishter hears there's something missing. The Beisi in my house, when I had the Beis HaMikdash, that's where it originates, Baruch Shem and the Beis HaMikdash. And Ashrei HaMelech, he stresses the Malchus. Ashrei HaMelech shemekaltzen oisei bebeisi. In the Bayis, in the Beis HaMikdash, I heard a kilus of Melech. Now, I'm a father, but the Malchus has a first. So the Eibush is Menahemes Kiyoyne, because he hears, he's a Yehi Shmei Rabbi, he's a Targum, and it's missing two words. And those two words is what prompts Kaviyachal the Eibush to give this sigh.
It's with the kach. The Kaltzim and the basic kach.
Interesting. When I said the word, I knew I'm going to have a problem. I didn't know who was going to make the problem. But anyway, it says kach. You're right. You could twist the kach. It's not so. You're right. There's nothing wrong. It's not a kasha. You have to know what's the kach. It means with the same phrase, full. There's something missing. Kach. It's the same phrase. It's the same kilos. So they took out the words. But that's the kach. The meaning is even better, the kach. It's the same. It's kach, it's this. It has to say it, the Eibishter knows that it's this. It's not this, that was Rosh Hashanah, this is in Targum. But if you hear good, it's kach, it's the same thing, and he took out the words. That's, you asked good, but I think that's the nature of the kach. If you look in the Torah, I believe in Simon Vav, the Torah talks about Kaddish. And it says there that we say in Kaddish, Yisborach, Yishtabach, Yispor, Yisrona, Yisnas, Yisadavot. Le'elo mekol bechasa v'shirasa, tush bechasa, v'nechemasa. What's nechemasa? Sagt the Torah, tush bechasa, the shvach that was said, makes the Eibush to be Menahemes Kiyoyne. So we're Menachem the Eibush. He's Menachemasa. So you see that the Torah took it that this Gemara, I'm just saying, that in Omin Yehi Shmei Rabbi, Chazal B'Koveya, and they took into consideration that it's going to make a krecht from Somayach. And we put in on the Chama. It's Tush B'Chos, it's a shvach, but there's something missing in the shvach from Hovu Goydel Elikenu. It's missing the full godless, the shvach of the Beisa, of Malchus. The Mele, we are Menachem the Eibishter.
Where's it from?
Does it say? We say Menachem Os. Doesn't say what the words of the Nechama. It's a talk. And the Taich of Menachem Os. Maybe next time you'll say Menachem Os, you hear, there's something's going on over here. The whole world's shaking when Kal Yisrael say, Yehi Shmei Rabbi. The reason why we say Baruch Shem B'Chashoi, we said really is because it's only B'Chashoi. In this world, it's only B'Chashoi. We can't. Because Malchus is really not here. In English, it was B'Golik. Today, it's only B'Machshav. But we don't have the Gilui of Kloid Malchus. So it could be that that's the reason why Omen Yehi Shmei Rabbi is Dafke B'Koy Olam. In contrast to Baruch Shem, which is Dafke B'Chashoi, I Omen Yesh Merav, it says Dafke B'Karavom. Good. Pashup Pshat was telling me that the Baruch Shem should read also with B'Karavom. You see that when we say Baruch Shem not B'Chashoi, like his year and Kitta, then we all of a sudden we speak B'Karavom. There's an in-between. Who said you have to make B'Karavom? Don't make B'Chashoi, it's not normal. So it seems that it's a Shvach God. Baruch Shem is a Shvach that's Mechayev Karavom. So you can't make Karavom. So you go B'Chashoi. But by Omen Yesh Merav, you can go B'Karavom, because the only thing that's disturbing the Karavom is the Kvei Malchus. You can't say Baruch Shem Kvei Malchus if B'Shas the Kvei Malchus is in Golus. The Malchus, the Kvei Malchus is in Golus. Maybe you can't say it B'Karavom, you say it B'Chashoi in your Machshava, you can hear it's going to be like that. You can jump into Las's Lava in your Machshava, but you can't say it B'Karavom. But when you could say it, it's like a Mechayev B'Karavom, Baruch Shem is Mechayev B'Karavom. The Shvach, horrible good.
Targum Lenison says a different Baruch Shem. Ich bin aber Baruch Shem, aber Targum Lenison is like Yaakov Baruch Shem.
Yeah.
Which is Shlib is one I know.
The Herder was B'Chashoi. He was a good one. That's a good hour. I have an answer to it. It's a good hour. At least it's thinking good. In other words, it's a shamish to Torah, but he's asking if so. So the Targum, which is being Metargum, what Yaakov Avinu said, should have been Metargum the Kvei Malchus too. He's down in Golos. Yaakov Avinu is saying it been really. Why did he leave it out? I'm not sure what the answer is. It could be that he wanted us to hear that the Yesh Me'Rabba comes from there. I don't know. The question is good, but don't think about it. It's a good shayla. It is a good shayla. It is a good shayla. Now, it says in the Pasuk twice. We said only the second. Shimu el Yisrael Avichem. And the Pasuk said twice, interesting. It said, Shimu el b'nei Yaakov. And then it said again, Vishimu el Yisrael Avichem. It's interesting. Pasuk has two Shmiras. One b'nei Yaakov and one el Yisrael Avichem. The lot said on this. Hashem himself has many different mahalchim and what these two Shmiras are. Shimu b'nei Yaakov and Shimu el Yisrael Avichem. Especially the Medrash is saying that the second Shimu is Shema. What's with the first Shimu? We know that we say Shema Yisrael twice a day. We have to say there's Krishma Shachris and there's Krishma Aris. Now Shachris and Aris, normally we assume they represent different kufas, different areas in Klal Yisrael. Shachris is when things are clear. So it says the Gemara in Berachos, and that's what we follow in our Siddur. And by Shachas we say Emes V'Yatza. Emes V'Yatza means it's an Emes that you could, it's standing in front of you. Yatza, it's Nochen, that's in the morning, things are clear. The nighttime represents when things are not so clear. Golus is Laila, many Medrash Chazal, things are not so clear. Blurred. Then we see Shema Yisrael as well, but that's with Amunah. Even if things are very hard to understand, and we have our hands covering our eyes tightly, Gemara says that's Emes Ve'emunah Aris. By night is Emes Ve'emunah. There's two Shmas. There's two Shmas. Now we know that Chaim HaKadosh and many Meforshei HaTorah, the Klal Yisrael have Yaakov Avinu's himself had two names, Yaakov and Yisrael. Yaakov is one, it's still Yodei Echezes Ba'akiv Esav, that's why he's called Yaakov. Yaakov is when he's still in battle with Esav. And Yisrael is after the battle is over. Yisrael is the higher Madrega. Yisrael when the Sarisa, when things are good, there's Geula, Klal Yisrael on top, the Eibush and Malchus is clear, that's Yisrael. Yaakov represents Golus. So the Shimu v'nei Yaakov and the Shimu al Yisrael Avichem are two Shmas. There's a Shema in Golos, Krishma Shal Avos, and there's Krishma Shal Shachas. And Yaakov told them they should say both Shmas. Shimu v'nei Yaakov. And also Shimu al Yisrael Avichem. We say Shema, we have in mind both Hashem that's now Elokeinu, and Hashem that's going to be in Zman Hagula. So in every Shema you have both. Midas Yom B'Layla, Midas Layla, B'Yom, like the Gemara's words. So there's two Shema, there's Krishma. In the Haggadah Shal Pesach, we say, Rabbi Seinu, Higia Zman, Kriya Shema Shal Shachas. Rabbi Akiva was in a difficult time. It was difficult Shema. Rabbi Akiva said the most difficult Shema that was ever said. Yisrael as Besorei, and in the time that he was killed by the Romans, at those moments he said Shema Yisrael. That's a Shema Yisrael of ours. Maybe not by Rabbi Akiva, but for us it's the Shema Yisrael of ours. And we say, man, we're waiting for the Gula. Kriyas Shema Shal Shachas. And we go a step further. We all put on film today, hopefully. A long time ago, really, yesterday. So, yesterday, right? In Mechilta it says, the Torah brings this Mechilta, Hameiniach Tefillin Kikoyle Yeshua. If you put on tefillin, it's as if you're reading Shema. That's what they're doing. We're putting on we're binding our arms with what? With the Dalet Parshos. It's a statement, it's another way of stating it. We could say it b'peh, and we're saying it b'maisa, but it's if you said it. So is the Lashon of Mechilta, based on a pasuk, L'man tiyeh teres Hashem b'ficha. He writes, it's as if you said it. It's as if you said what's in the Parshos, and the Mishnah Berurah brings, that's why there's a minute to say the Dalet Parshos. Because if it's in there, you should say it. 1 second. We put on the Tzul Shayat. That's a statement. We said Krishna. And then we put on the Tzul Shayat. What's now? Another Krishna. Also does. What's the two Krishnas? The Tevet. That's two Krishnas. Tzul Shayat. We say is L'chol Ois, V'lo Lachem Ois. It's a secret. Nobody sees it. It's not noticed in the world. We have it close to our heart. Shema Yisrael, there's a Yad Keyor, there's Yisurim, it's Golos, but there's Shema Yisrael. Tzul Shaloish, it says in the Pasuk, V'ro kol amei haaretz ki shem Hashem nikra lech. That's already begolit. Everybody is going to see. That represents the Kriya Shema Shal Shachas. Every day when we put on film, there's another knetch of what we're doing. You give a little bit of a harder knetch when you go like that. There's a Shema Yisrael and there's another Shema Yisrael. Twice Shema Yisrael. It's interesting that after we put on the Tzul Shal Reish, we say Baruch Shem Kved Malchus V'Regam Baruch. How's that? Why are we saying Baruch Shem Kved Malchus V'Regam Baruch? So possibly we were taught in Cheder. That's the simple understanding. There's the Suffer. If you should make the Baruch Shem, you don't like this Rishonim. We pass can you make it, but you say Baruch Shem, maybe you didn't Torah, I'm supposed to make it. Which is very strange. Mother Shem, Psak his. Ashi also made Baruch Shem. When did we start saying Baruch Shem? But that's how we understood. It's interesting. The Aruch HaShulchan in Siman Chav Hei, brings brings a Zohar. In Zohar Kodesh it says that this Baruch Shem has nothing to do with Sofik. This Baruch Shem is because with Tzul Shal Reish we went all the way into the base of English. Tzul Shal Reish is the La'asid Lave, it's the Krishna of La'asid Lave Mamish. Over there, we're by Yankov Avinu's Pasach Yankov Avinu. We say Baruch Shem. There we say Baruch Shem. Our component is still B'chashoy, but there is a higher level of Shema Yisrael. This is the Yud Kei Vav Kei of Hoya Hoya V'yeh. And it's Meduyik in the Pasuk a little bit. It says, oh, Shem, Kol Ha'me'os Ki Shem Hashem Nikra. It's the same like Shem Hashem Ekra. The Shem Hashem is Nikra, Olecha. By wearing the Tefillin, it goes on Tefillin Shalosh, Elu Tefillin Shalosh. The Tefillin Shalosh is the Kriya of the Shem Hashem. It's the Kriya of the Shem Hashem. When you make a Kriya of Shem Hashem, you have to say, Lord Shem Kulei Machusei, V'olam Voed.
That's the Zohar. The Zohar says this.
Zohar bringt auch a Shulchan Aruch. I don't know if it says the whole Arichis or not, but the Nekudet, and it's a Psahach Kriyas Hashem, and going into a different Kufa. There's a Zohar in Parshos Chayesara, and he says, Osuli Mikdash, Do Hu Goza the Tefillin. That's the state of Tefillin. Tefillin is a Gilui Beis HaMikdash. But on Tefillin, you're connecting to a higher Kedusha. Tefillin miniature Botei Mikdash. Maybe one is by his Rishon, and one is by his Sheni, and the other time is by his Shlishi. Fine. I'm going to end over here in just one short thought. The Shasemis we said last week. In this Parsha again, he brings the question. He brings the question that is a sort of looks like a contradiction. In some Medrashim, including the Zohar Kodesh, it says that Shabbos is the Bechina of Yosef HaTzadik. Shabbos is Yosef HaTzadik. Like Pesach is Avraham, Shavuos is Yitzchak, Sukkot is Yaakov. Shabbos is Yosef. And he brings that the Rikanti at Rabbi in this week's Parsha by Birchas Yehuda. Birchas Yosef is very good. Birchas Hera, Gobo, that's Shabbos. In the Rabbi it says Yehuda is Shabbos. Because Yehuda is the seventh. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda. Shabbos is Yehuda. Malchus. Shabbos is Malchus. Yehuda is Malchus. So yeah, so what is it? Seems like a contradiction. Is it Yosef? Is it Yehuda?
The Zohar says it's Noach, no? Shabbos is Noach?
The Zohar says Noach is Shabbos. He doesn't say Shabbos is Noach. Yeah. You got it?
I'll think about it.
Okay. If you don't think about it, it will be Noach. Yeah. So again, so the Sasemis answers Shabbos is both. Because Shabbos also has a Tefillin Shoyad and a Tefillin Shorish. Shabbos is the Mokem Tefillin. There's a Zohar and there's a Shomar. And the Dibur Echad member. And just Aga sounds strange. The Ogo, the Ogo is Elisha. And there's a question of Tefillin, you make one brach on both Tefillin or two brachas. So the Sefer HaOgo brings from the Zohar Kodesh. How do you make one bracha? Because it says Rabbi Berechad. My comparison that Tefillin Sheyad and Tefillin Shalish is like Zohar V'Shama is a Zohar. The Ogo brings it, the Shesa brings it down. It's Zohar V'Shama. There's a Zohar and there's a Shama. We spoke about last week by Arichas. So that's the Shabbos also has both aspects. There's a Zohar that's bringing down a declaration of Kedusha, Lekabshrei. We even have a koyach to add to the Kedushas of Shabbos, to connect the Kedushas of Shabbos, that's Yosef. The connection to the bringing down the Kedusha and making the actual, connecting the wires, that's Yosef. But to be prepared for that we could accept Shabbos and connect to Shabbos, that's Yehuda. And we could go through a Sheshis and Yamaisa, and when it comes Shabbos, we're not off track. We could be Mekabel to Shabbos. We can make a seventh to the Sheshas. That's the Koyach of Yehuda. That's the Shabbos is both. There's a Zohar and there's a Shom. And we said already last week that that's the two. He brings like a Zohar Kodesh and it's printed in many Zmiras. That's the two parts of Kiddush. His Kiddush is Vayichulu. In Vayichulu it doesn't say the word Shabbos. It only talks about Shvi. That's a Eidos testimony that the Eibishter created the world, and to be able to say that with a clarity after being in the world around us, Sheshis and Maisa, we need the koyach of Yehuda. That's the koyach. To go into the world that's pligi, talked about last week, and to be moida, even though it looks a little different, the world, that's the first part. And the second part of Kiddush is the bracha that comes after Berfei Agaf, and the bracha Mekadosh HaShabbos, that's bringing in Kiddush HaShabbos, that's the koyach of Yosef. It's both together. So Shabbos has like two aspects. One is to be able to be Mekabel the Shabbos, we could be the ones to receive that Shabbos, and one is to bring down the Kedushas HaShabbos. Our Guten Shabbos, many of us didn't daven yet, probably, and I didn't either, so if we get on the minyan from Erev, and say Krishma Shel Abbas with Tzibur.
Is that tshuva at 5 in the car at Tzidkus in the morning?
Yeah, it's good. Yes.